more announced their retirements today, biting the dust, bringing the total to 28 who will not be running for re-election. Joining me now is one man who is running for re-election, Indiana Congressman Jim Banks, Republican Study Committee Chair. Congressman, now we didn't even mention that Biden's approval rating is the lowest of any president ever at the end of his first year in office. Where does this go for the once great Democrat Party?
It doesn't get any better from here, Laura. I think it continues to get worse as this president, Joe Biden, and the Democrat Party refuse to acknowledge the pain that the American people are going through, completely ignoring inflation, completely ignoring all of the other issues that are affecting American families and working Americans. I imagine these poll numbers continue to get worse. As you said, 2 more Democrats announced today they're not going to run for re-election because they can no longer defend the president or their own party. There's 28 total. They see the writing on the wall. They know Republicans are going to win back the majority, and they can't defend it any longer.
Now, Congressman, Republicans win back the majority, and then what? You and I have talked about this before. There needs to be a clear blueprint going forward, so not 1 minute is wasted once you guys get power back. That's what I got to tell you I'm most concerned about. Disunity in the GOP. I'm already beginning to feel it, and it concerns me greatly.
I hear you. That's what the Republican Study Committee is all about, that I'm the chairman of. We're not just focused on the 1 year of crisis after crisis that's built up on Joe Biden's watch, but we're focused on the solutions and the legislation that we're going to introduce on day one when we get the majority back. I read today, Laura, that the Biden administration is changing their PR plan. I've got news for Joe Biden. 99% of the media already carries his water. The media isn't Joe Biden's problem. Joe Biden is Joe Biden's problem. And now Joe Biden is America's problem as he oversees the border crisis, the inflation crisis. Today, gas was $4 a gallon at the pump. The supply chain crisis.
Oh, that's good news for them.
Afghanistan.
But that's good news. Yeah, Congressman, I think you're misreading it. I mean, if I can say that. That's good news to the Democrats. They don't want Americans to be traveling. They don't like the fact that, we can just hop in our cars and go where we want. I don't think they ever like that. They love the lockdowns and ordering, Grubhub or whatever the heck they do. They love all that. Unfortunately, it's destroying the country. But they were just happy with all of that. Now, I want to switch gears, though, to the home front where the Senate is attempting this federal election takeover. The bill is likely to fail, as you know, but expect more hyperbole. Joe Biden himself got us started today. He tweeted, Jim Crow 2.0 is about 2 insidious things, voter suppression and election subversion. It's about making it harder to vote, who gets to count the vote, and whether your vote counts at all. We have to pass the Freedom to Vote Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, Advancement Act. Congressman, Biden didn't show up anywhere. We didn't see him at all today. At least I didn't. Apparently he's going to do a press conference tomorrow. What would you ask him if you had a chance to ask him a question?
Well, I go back to what the American people are feeling. Aside from the Democrat focus on rigging elections to give Democrats an advantage on Election Day, what the American people want to know, and what they have not heard from this president or any leader in the Democrat Party, is what the Democrats are going to do to address inflation. The Democrats are telling us that 1 year later, after 1 year of Joe Biden, they want you to believe that Americans are better off. And Americans know overwhelmingly that that is not the case because they see it every time they go to the grocery store. They're paying more and it's harder for them to make ends meet. That's what they want to hear from this president. What are you going to do to solve these problems? So far, all they hear is silence from Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Well, let's hope he doesn't call a lid before his press conference starts, Congressman. All right, it's great to see you tonight.